Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. The NFL is always full of surprises, but right now, there's one story that's got Browns fans buzzing more than ever. And no, it's not just about the upcoming game or a new signing. It's about the fascinating intersection of history, current talent, and future possibilities. Recently, Rodgers, one of the most experienced and accomplished quarterbacks in NFL history, shared a story that's making us all think about the legacy of the game and the young talent coming up behind the legends. Rodgers, now 42, was asked if he ever crossed paths with Deion Sanders, the legendary Hall of Famer, and father to Shedeur Sanders, Cleveland's current starting quarterback. And what he said? Well, it's enough to give Browns fans a little nostalgic pride and a whole lot of hope. Rodgers didn't just say he remembered playing against Deion. He remembered the specifics, including the score of the game when he was summoned off the bench 2 decades ago. That's right, 20 years ago, Rodgers was in the game down in Baltimore, and Deion was still defying age and expectations on the field. Rodgers chuckled as he remembered the game. "Yeah, I didn't throw him a pick, thankfully," he told reporters this week. He reminisced about that Monday night game in 2005, when he was a rookie with the Packers, coming into a game where his team was getting hammered 41-3. But the coolest part, he had a memorable exchange with Sanders during the game in the third and fourth quarters, a little moment of football camaraderie that stuck with him all these years. Now, why is this story so relevant for Browns fans? Because it highlights a fascinating full-circle moment that's unfolding right before our eyes. The NFL is a league of legacies, of passing the torch from one generation to the next. Shedeur Sanders, Deion's son, is the current starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, and his journey from Jackson State to Boulder, Colorado, and now to the NFL is one of those stories that keep fans glued to their screens. It's a story of resilience, of patience, and of proving doubters wrong, much like the story of Rodgers himself back in 2005, when he slid down the draft board from a projected first-round pick to a fifth-rounder, before eventually becoming one of the most successful quarterbacks of his generation. Rodgers has been watching Shedeur's progress closely over the past few weeks, especially as Sanders has shown flashes of promise despite the ups and downs. And honestly, you can tell he's impressed. Rodgers mentioned in his interview that he's followed Shedeur's career since his days at Jackson State and that he's rooting for him, a former NFL legend showing support for a young quarterback with a bright future, even if that future isn't entirely set in stone yet. It's the kind of story that Browns fans love, a young QB fighting to make his mark, learning from every mistake, and gaining respect from NFL veterans who see the potential in him. But the big question now isn't just about Shedeur's talent. It's about Cleveland's quarterback situation moving forward, especially with Deshaun Watson's recent struggles and the team's ongoing search for stability at the position. Browns fans are well aware of how important the quarterback is to the team's Super Bowl ambitions. The Browns have a talented roster, no doubt, but the quarterback position has been a roller coaster in recent years. With the current season nearing its end, the team is already looking ahead to the offseason, where big decisions will be made about the depth chart. Will Shedeur Sanders be part of that plan, or will Cleveland look elsewhere? That's where things get really interesting, because the draft and free agency will be key to shaping the Browns' future. And if you're a Browns fan, you've probably already seen the buzz about the draft prospects. Right now, Cleveland is sitting in a position where a win against the Steelers could cost them a few spots in the draft order, maybe dropping 3 to 5 spots depending on other results. That might seem like a small thing, but in the NFL, every single pick is crucial. A higher pick could mean landing a game-changing player or even a future franchise quarterback. The scenario is still fluid, but what's clear is that Shedeur Sanders, despite his current status as a rookie, has a shot to be a game-changer if he continues on his upward trajectory. It's also worth noting that Sanders himself has admitted nothing is guaranteed beyond this season. His future in Cleveland, or any team, remains very much up in the air. Some NFL insiders believe that he's got the talent and the work ethic to be a long-term starter, but the league is unpredictable. and the Browns have options. The fact that Sanders has support from outside the organization, including Rodgers, praise, only adds to the intrigue. Browns fans, you know how much the QB position means around here. We've seen ups and downs, but the hope is always that the next guy will be the one to lead us to the promised land. What makes this story even more compelling is that Shedeur's journey is just beginning. He's still a young player, still learning, still proving himself week after week. But the signs are promising. He's showing growth, resilience, and a willingness to learn from every mistake. That's exactly the kind of attitude Browns fans love, a guy who doesn't back down, who fights for every yard, and who makes the most of his opportunities. With the NFL's landscape shifting and teams like Cleveland eyeing long-term success, Sanders' development over the next few weeks could be pivotal. Because let's be honest, the Browns are no strangers to making big swings in the draft and free agency, trying to find that franchise quarterback who can carry the team to the Super Bowl. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this? Do you believe Shedeur Sanders can be the future of the Browns? Are you excited about the potential of him leading the team next year? Or do you think Cleveland should focus on other options in the draft or free agency? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. We're in this journey together, through the highs and lows, through the wins and losses, and through the quest to bring another Super Bowl to Cleveland.